Hey everyone, Andy Raffel from eTeknix.com, and today is, I always say this, a little bit of a weird one. The Fractal Torrent case has been probably my favourite case of this year, and loads of other people have said exactly the same. But today, it's gone off sale. Let's do this. I wish these files would transfer faster. Come on! Whoa, is that the Firecuda 510 NVMe drive with its blistering fast speeds of 3450 megabytes a second read, 3200 megabytes a second write, and capacities of up to 2 terabyte? I can have these files transferred in no time. And if I'm looking for the ultimate performance, I could even get the 4th generation Firecuda 520. I better check the link in the description to find out more details. So the Fractal Torrent case, we had one in the studio. We absolutely loved it. Pete, who does all of our written reviews, he had it, absolutely loved it. Kind of, broke the mold a little bit when it came to a case that looked completely different to the bog standard stuff that's out there, but also didn't really, deny us of performance or airflow. It was absolutely amazing. I'm still, at this point in time, sitting here going, yeah, that is going to be the new case that I'm going to be using in the office. Probably going to end up doing something custom loop-wise with it. But we had an anonymous email today, which I guess I can go into a little bit of information about it, saying that there was a problem with the fan controller, which is branded as the Nexus 9P Slim. The reason for that is it's slim, hence the name, and it has 9 ports on it, so you can connect up to 9 devices. Now, the problem is that there have been, from what we can tell, some isolated incidents involving the Nexus 9P Slim, which is the fan controller that comes bundled with the Torrent case from Fractal. All we've really been told is that it is an electrical issue. That's kind of as far as I guess we can go on terms of speculation. We had no issues with ours. I want to put that out there first and foremost. We had the case, we had it connected up with all of the fans that were in there and had no issues. We disconnected fans, we reconnected different fans, had no issues in the kind of 4 to 5 days that we were actually testing it for the purposes of our video. If you haven't actually checked that out, definitely go and check it out. It's a really, really good video about a really solid product, essentially. But when you start hearing about problems with, any product, especially when it's electrical based, your ears do prick up a little bit and you want to find out more information. So this is when we actually reached out to Fractal directly and wanted to find out kind of if it was a little bit more reasoning kind of behind things, and if they were aware of any issues, what kind of issues they were facing and what they were actually going to do to rectify it. So they have released a statement to us, and apparently there is going to be a little bit more information trickling out, probably, I'm hoping, after we actually publish this video. But yeah, basically Fractal have come to us and said, a small number of reports reached us of Nexus 9P Slim fan hubs, included with the Torrent, being damaged in manufacturing, potentially causing a short circuit. This has led us to reevaluate the circuit board design. Further technical details will be shared together with a public communication on a dedicated web page. We're now coordinating with resellers to put a temporary stop on sales of the Torrent until the replacement fan hub is available and implemented. A rough time frame for this is 2 to 3 weeks. So there's a couple of things that I want to touch on there. A small number of reports reached us. From our sources, it's been 4. Now, bearing in mind, these cases have been sold all over the world. In the UK, predominantly Scan Computers, obviously different retailers in different countries. We were told that globally there has been about 4. So it's not a huge number, especially when you think about how many cases have potentially sold, which we are talking in the thousands. So 4 is a very, very small number. So this kind of, leads you on to ask other questions in terms of, is it an isolated incident with these 4? Is it going to be something more widespread? And then when you actually address that issue, it's how the manufacturer addresses it themselves. And I'm actually really sort of happy with the way that Fractal have dealt with this. They haven't denied anything. They haven't really accepted anything. Instead, they are, I guess, erring on the side of caution. They are looking at the fact that, this has happened to 4 people. It could happen to more. So they want to try and implement a change straight away, and they have actually shelved it for now. And I think that honestly is the best way of doing things. Yes, people aren't going to be happy if they were looking at buying this case potentially, in the next couple of days. But even with the time frame that they've listed of 2 to 3 weeks, with everything that's going on in the world and the fact that shipping costs are astronomically through the roof, getting things shipped from one country to another is a completely different story, especially if this is a global issue. I think 2 to 3 weeks is really actually ambitious, and I'm really happy to see that Fractal are trying to implement something so quickly. Obviously, it is in their best interest to do that. Firstly, to get the confidence back in the consumer if any confidence has been lost from them. Secondly, they don't want to miss out on sales for essentially what could be deemed as the best performing case of 2021. So there's a lot to kind of consider there. I did actually ask them as well, what do current customers have to do? Obviously, if you already are a customer and have bought a torrent, what is the situation moving forward? Because at the end of the day, you could have a product that could be faulty, essentially. Again, not confirming that that is the case for everyone, because even Fractal at this point don't know until they release a further statement, which we may do a follow-up video on. They have said, we're encouraging existing customers to unplug the fan hub regardless of whether they're experiencing any issues. More details on actions towards customers and options will be shared to customers first. So, they are thinking about the customers first and foremost. So we've had situations like this before, and to be fair, any product that involves any form of electronics, whether it be Gigabyte with their power supplies that are blowing up, whether it be, we've seen it time and time again over the years. It's the way that you address it, the way that you handle it, and the way that you move forward. And I honestly think if I was a customer, if I was a company like Fractal and I was in their situation, I would have liked to think, yes, the way that they've dealt with it has been the best way of dealing with it. It is a real shame because obviously it is a very, very good product. We said it, many other, reviewers and YouTubers and stuff have said it as well. So I'd like to think, I kind of feel sorry for Fractal in a sense, because this could have been a product that really sort of, propelled them to, ahead of the competition. But it's not to say it's the end of the product, because, things are happening behind the scenes and Fractal are going to obviously publish some information on that. So I just wanted to make this video to kind of, make everyone aware of what is going on right now. We have got an article on eTeknix as well, eTeknix.com, which we will be updating as we get more information. Potentially, if we get, a huge chunk of information, we may do a follow-up video. But for now, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. And it's, like I say, a real shame, but at least it's getting sorted. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know exactly what to do, and I will see you in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.